Hello there. How are you? Again, long time no speak. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll have a few videos coming out semi-regularly rather than just whenever. So, story time today. And this story takes place when I'm around 9 or 10. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because in the last few days, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I was cooking dinner and I just had this revelation. It's like, oh, that is what she thought. And that will make sense when you hear the story. So, yes, let's say I'm 9 or 10, and let's say it's 2004, 2005 ish, 2006 ish. It's like Nickelodeon are going through that Nicktoons, Nick Jr., Nick Teens phase. They're Nick this and Nick that. You know, it's Beyblades are a big thing, and Pokemon has never been so popular. So the scene is set, and I'm 9 or 10, whatever. And so I'm in school, and my teacher at the time, also just on a tangent, now that I've been a teacher, I realize I would absolutely hate to have me as a student. Oh, and you'll find out why. So this teacher in third class or year 3 or whatever you call it in whatever country you're from, third class, you're 9, she employed this traffic light system. So it was green, orange, red. Green, orange, red. Yes, green, orange, and red, as you know, if you have traffic lights wherever you're from. They only come in those colors, I think. Anyway, and if you're in the green, on Friday you get a treat. You get a nice bit of chocolate, you get a nice little treat. And if you're in orange, you know, you're just a nobody, you're nothing, you're not too bad, but you're also not good enough to get a treat. You're just nothing if you're in the orange. You're not worth the time. And if you're in the red, ooh, don't want to be in the red. Red is where you don't want to be. No one liked being in the red. I think you could employ the traffic light system in like offices with adults. Be like, you just wouldn't want to be in the red. You have to improve your sales if you're in the red, kind of thing. Anyway, so I was in the green. It's Friday, I'm in the green, looking forward to my little bit of chocolate at the end of the day. So the teacher has us standing around these tables as she's showing us what to do with the arts and crafts of that week or whatever. And, you know, we're all standing around. There's Joe, who you may know from other videos. He broke my tailbone. There's Nicholas, the only black kid in the class. His name is Nicholas. He only goes by Nicholas. Nicholas is his name. His name was Nicholas. There was no Nicky. There was no Nick Boy. There was no Nick. His name was Nicholas, and no one ever called him anything else. Looking back, it was weird that no one ever abbreviated his name. Nicholas is kind of long. I'm Benjamin. People call me Ben. But he was Nicholas. And there's other people there. So this is very important, by the way. That wasn't a tangent. So the teacher finishes what she's doing and she says, who wants to give this a try? And she says, oh, Nick, why don't you give it a try? To which I reply, and this is why I wouldn't like me as a student, oh, miss, don't call him Nick. We'll think you're calling him something else. Referring to Nicktoons, you know, Nick Jr., whatever. Because Nickelodeon was a big thing at the time and we're 9 years old. Everybody laughed. Ha ha ha, good joke, Ben. I was the funny guy. I tried to be the funny guy of the class. And everyone laughed. Nicholas laughed. Everyone had a good time. I was like, that was a good joke. Teacher, she didn't laugh. She didn't find it funny at all. She didn't find it funny at all. She stood there. Looking back, she was furious. And so what she did next, silently, she stood up, went over to the traffic light system, and put me in the red. I was shocked. I was shaken. I was shook to my very core. That's why I still remember this. 16 years on, I've never forgotten, ever. I couldn't believe it. It hurt, but not as much as what she did next. So she put me in the red. And then she took everyone from the red and put them in the green. And then she took everyone from the orange and put them in the green. Even now, I'm like, I'm starting to shake because I was so hurt. I was so sad. I didn't understand why. Another part that really hurt about moving everyone from the red to the green. I mean, it was awful in and of itself. It was terrible. Not only was I in a sea of red, but I was completely alone in the red. And there was this kid. Let's call him Patrick, because they're all called Patrick. And Patrick was such a little Oh my God, what a terrible child. Just awful. 9 years old, just terrible. This kid was never in the green. He never saw green. He didn't even know what the color green was because he was never in the green. He was familiar with the red though. If he was in the orange, he was having a good day. And this kid was put into the green and he ate chocolate at the end of that day. I had no chocolate. I had nothing. But Patrick, he ate my chocolate. He didn't even know what chocolate tasted like. I'm getting emotional. I didn't understand why until a few days ago when I was, like I said, I was cooking dinner and suddenly I had this epiphany. I was like, she didn't think I meant Nick as in Nicktoons. She thought I meant Nick as in the N-word. What? I was 9. I probably had never even heard that word before. She thought I meant the N-word. I was 9. I didn't know the N-word. So I didn't know that's what she thought I meant because I couldn't. That's what I think she thought I meant. Was, oh, miss, don't call him Nick. We'll all think the N-word. All of us 9-year-olds will think the N-word. Obviously, that's not what I meant. Nickelodeon wasn't, no one called Nickelodeon at the time. It was Nicktoons, Nick Jr., Nick Teens, whatever. And everyone, the 9-year-olds, all got the joke because we all watched Nickelodeon. She did not get the joke. She didn't deal with me in like any other way. She didn't call anyone. She didn't like take me aside and say, Ben, what did you mean? Did you mean the N-word? You can't say that, Ben. You racist. She knelt, but there was none of that. She put me in the red, and in her mind, job done. Racism dealt with. No more racism in my classroom. I was chatting to Christine, and she suggested how the teacher probably went home to the husband. And the husband said, Jeez, very good. That's brilliant. That's excellent. That is exactly how you handle racism. Very good. Very good, wife. You're a great teacher. Yeah, that's the story for today. I only just realised after 16 years that she thought I was being racist to Nicholas. I wasn't. I was making a joke about Nickelodeon. But because of that, I went into the red and didn't get chocolate. And I have never forgotten. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. Share it around. Share it to everyone. And yeah, see you in the next video.
Thank you.